Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessye Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too, because booze.
Hello, welcome to Booze and Glues.
We're back.
We actually made it tonight. It was a struggle.
It's very late, and we're just starting to record because we were, I would say, experiencing technical difficulties, but it wasn't technical.
Practical difficulties.
Oh, practical difficulties.
I just coined a term.
I love it. We're going to hashtag that. 2 people will use it. It'll be us. So you might hear in the background, I'm stamping.
We're making Christmas cards to send to all of our friends and family.
And...
or the ones we really like.
Yeah, I think we just were discussing how I'm not sending these to all of my friends and family. Just the ones I feel like it. I used to make so many. And now I'm going to step it back a notch. So tonight we're not drinking wine.
No, but we're drinking something really great.
Yeah, in the holiday festive spirit, we made some cocoa with a little bit of a kick.
Drunken hot cocoa, as Tab calls it.
Drunken cocoa with pink peppermint marshmallows on top of whipped cream. And, we did some peppermint schnapps in the cocoa. So we have a minty chocolate going. Delicious. Now it just looks like a melted goo in the top.
So does mine.
Still tastes good.
It does. It totally does. Yeah, Tab doesn't mess around, man. She's like, you want peppermint cocoa? I'm not just throwing some peppermint in there.
Oh, no.
We got marshmallows, whipped cream. I'm surprised she didn't stick a candy cane in it.
Oh, I could have. I have lots of those soft ones. I love those. That, like, melts.
Oh, yeah.
Those are yummy. Yeah, I've been known to, like, also put sprinkles or maybe a little cinnamon on top of the whipped cream. Depending on what, flavors I'm mingling.
Yeah.
I offered Jessye drunken eggnog, drunken cocoa, or the standard wine. And we went with cocoa.
It was a good struggle to try to decide what we wanted.
Yeah. What it came down to was cocoa seemed fitting for Christmas cards, which is what we're working on tonight.
Yes.
And we can't drink that much eggnog.
You can only drink so much eggnog.
I like a nice glass of eggnog. It has to be ice cold, though.
See, I like the most eggnog I can drink is like a shot glass worth.
Oh, no, I'll do like a 4-ounce juice glass. But I can't
get that far.
I can only do that much because it has to be so cold. So I can drink that much and then it's too warm after that. But putting ice in it is disgusting.
So have we told people about your eggnog off? Did we talk about that before?
I'm not sure if we did.
I know you had it.
We did have a nog off.
A nog off, that was what it was called.
I think we might have discussed it. I think we might have talked about it because we came up with Crystal was the best and Buds came in second. And so what I've been doing, actually, is I had both of those and I enjoy both of them. I've been mixing them.
Oh.
Best of both worlds. Spicy and creamy.
I'm at this standstill with my cards right now. So Tab is making these really cute cards with a little mug on them, some little foamy foam, and
some drunken hot cocoa.
Yeah, and a little candy cane sticking out of it.
Yeah.
And they are adorable. Me, I'm making a little moose with a scarf, and it's going to say Merry Christmas, but I can't figure out how to put that.
It's all very punny.
Merry Christmas!
I love a good pun. So right now, I'm just adding a little flair to the edge of my envelopes. And so I'm just putting little snowflakes. So they're more interesting when you get them in the mail. They're not just plain.
Listen to my cards open. Are you having fun yet?
Yeah.
Samesies.
I actually am so excited about how these are turning out.
I know. Tabs are seriously just the cutest of all lifetimes. I just gotta feel the joy, because she put joy underneath the little mug.
And I think that it would have been really boring without the last little touch that I thought, I'm going to put this on, which was the little snowman arm creeping in from the side to grab his mug.
It's adorable.
Who wouldn't want that? I think it's great. So,
Ooh, I just got another idea.
what's that?
Did we bring a star stamp in here?
Probably. I brought in basically all of the Christmas stamps.
I could do see, this little tree on my card's pretty cute.
Right.
I could put a little yellow star at the top.
That would be adorable. That's a great idea. So I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So I have gobs upon gobs of stamps and ink and stuff. And if there's not a small enough star in one of those,
Actually,
I will find you one.
there's kind of a big star, and I think I'm going to like it.
Oh, that would be cute. Yeah. So we just raided the hoard. Found all the things we would need. We thought we were being super, what's the right word? Frugal?
Yeah.
By buying which we were. I mean, we bought our cards and envelopes at Target in the dollar bins.
Is Marigold Morning a good color?
Yeah. It's a little bit darker yellow, so it would probably show up better.
Beautiful.
Test it on something first.
Sorry to interrupt. Keep going. We bought cheap cards.
Yeah. Because, I looked at them at Michael's, and they were like $5 for a set of 12. And I was really tempted by the idea that we could have them already cut, and then there's colorful matching envelopes and all that great stuff. So we don't end up, just with plain white ones. And it saves a lot of time to not have to cut everything into card size. Do you like that color?
I love it.
Oh, great. And then we opened them up. We were like, dollar bin, 20 in a pack. And it was little note card size, which is fine. And then we opened them up and realized, because Jessye bought the same ones, that they're just postcard.
Yeah, it's not you don't open the card.
Yeah. Which, I guess we could be disappointed, but now I'm just cool, flip it over. I don't care.
I'm totally not worried about it.
Yeah. I thought for a half a second about cutting out more cardstock and gluing it on and making a cute little frame, but then Jessye pointed out that it wouldn't fit in the envelope anymore. And then I decided that it wasn't worth all that trouble. So I'm just gonna put a little Merry Christmas, love us on the back. I'm gonna literally just write us and hope people can guess who it's from.
I know. I was thinking I was gonna do personalized bits for everybody. And I just might not.
I'm just thinking not so much. Personalized bits, you're gonna come up with a little funny saying for each person.
Just I might say something to my grandma that I'm not gonna say to my mom. I don't know.
I would probably go with I might say something to one of my friends that I wouldn't say to my grandma. Merry Christmas, bitches.
That is true.
And my friends would be fine with that. Certain friends.
I think most of mine probably would.
So
we were when we were sending Blake's best friend his present overseas.
Yes.
I was like, because, Amazon, you can write a little note right on your package.
It just prints out a little, like... Have you seen them?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, it's printed on, like, receipt paper.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's just, like, in, what's the most common font ever? Like, New Times Roman or whatever it is. Right. And then it's just like, here's this. This is what the person said. Totally generic.
I love that. But
hey, why not?
Yeah, I was like, well, Blake, what do you want to say to Wayne? He's like, Merry Christmas, bitch. I was like, jeez. I didn't end up saying that. But.
That would be hilarious. Well, Amazon might not want to print
That's
Merry
true.
Christmas,
They
bitch.
might report me or something.
I mean, we ourselves have dealt with people not wanting to just okay things that said words in them.
Look, cute.
Oh, that's adorable. I like that.
So
now she has
tree.
little trees and stars on the backs of her envelopes, so they look fancy. Super fun.
And Tab has little snowflakes.
I did little snowflakes. I have all of my mugs here with their little handles punched out and all my whipped creams, and now I just need to cut out a bazillion candy canes.
Woo woo!
I don't have a candy cane punch. And while we could have cut them out with, like, Silhouette or Cricut, I would have still had to, like, somehow stamp them and make it match, and...
That would be difficult.
That would be harder than just cutting them out. Because, as we know, we're both kind of perfectionists.
Just a little bit.
Which is probably why none of our podcasts have been uploaded to date.
Correct.
Because I can't just throw any old thing out there. Our first couple are pretty rough. But I think that we're just going to roll with it. Because I don't want to, like, not be honest. That's what we sounded like.
That's true.
That's what we did. We're learning. There's definitely a learning curve. Jessye, how'd your ugly Christmas sweater turn out?
Hey, guys. So, I don't know if you remember... But if you listened to the last podcast, which if you're listening to this one, you might have, I didn't really get very far on my Christmas sweater making while we were here recording. And I got about the same amount of farness ever. And I have a boyfriend that's very sweet and he knows me very well. So I had a training on Saturday. The party was on Saturday at 7:30. I had a training on Saturday from 9 to 4 that I had kind of forgotten about. So, like, my plan was to make sweaters on Saturday.
Right.
And then, like, on Friday, I was like, ooh.
How am I going to swing this?
I have a training from 9 to 4 for work.
So you didn't just stay up all night and not sleep?
I can't do that like you. So I was like, crap. So 4 o'clock I got off, right? I came home, like, in this, like, fury, and I'm like telling Blake, we got a million things to do. I'm gonna need you to go to Home Depot and get this. I'm gonna need you to do this, and we gotta do this. We gotta go to my mom's and do this. And Blake was like, okay, like, let's do it. Moving on. Let's have life happen. And so he's like, where do you want to go first? I'm like, well, let's go to Walmart to, like, get the sweaters, because I still didn't even have sweaters at this point.
You didn't have the base.
Didn't even have the main part of this whole thing.
Okay.
So we go to Walmart, and in the front section of the girls, there's like all these really just hideous looking sweaters, right?
Did you see the red one with the sheep on it?
No, I bought one at Walmart also.
It's poofy. It has like a fuzzy 3D sheep on it, and it says Fleece Navidad.
That's great.
That was pretty cute.
Well, so we're looking, and I'm already stressing out. I've got 3 hours to, like, make these sweaters, and I still, because my idea, I just wasn't going to make happen in that amount of time.
Yeah.
So I was still trying to figure out what it was I was even going to do. I just kind of told Blake we might have matching sweaters. And so, because he's very sweet and he knows that I'm just going to get uber stressed, he was like, how about we just maybe buy a sweater this time so that when it gets to be 7:25 and we're still only halfway done, we're not both angry and freaking out.
Right.
And I was like...
Because it's about enjoying the holidays.
I know. I was like,
not
you
getting
know what?
through them.
That's a really fantastic idea.
Yes.
And so we bought sweaters. Well, we bought sweaters at Walmart. Mine was like this pink fuzzy ugly thing with a penguin on it. Like sequin penguin.
Which is not the one I saw in the picture.
No. So, then Blake wasn't really 100% sold on his Walmart one. So he made us go to Target also. And then we found ones we liked better at Target.
Gotcha.
So I still have to return my Walmart one.
Cool.
So that's the story of the Christmas sweater.
Yes. Well, my Christmas sweater party isn't until this weekend, and I did finally finish mine. It's truly hideous. I mean, honestly, you can't do all things on all holidays.
That's true.
Because I find myself, I've wanted to do ugly Christmas sweaters for a long, long time. And this is just the year that it finally happened. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got mine done. It's terrible. It's truly terrible. And then I'm not making them for everyone in the family. Everybody else is just wearing T-Fury shirts that look like ugly Christmas sweaters, but are actually t-shirts. So that makes life much easier.
They're great. They're totally great.
Yeah. The boys would probably wear ugly Christmas sweaters, but I just wasn't going to put that on myself. Now, Adam, while in like the spirit of it, he would wear it, I don't think that he would last very long because he's always so hot. He would just be like itchy and red and hot.
Yeah. I was kind of worried about Blake, but we spent a lot of time outside by the fire anyways. So
oh, that's cool.
I was pretty much freezing the whole time.
And what was this party for?
So it was just some of our volleyball friends. They had a Christmas party last year also.
Oh, cool.
Which I don't think was a sweater party, but this year was. And so yeah, just a bunch of friends hanging out. We played some Cards Against Humanity. We played some, they called it, I didn't play it, Drunk Jenga. It's it's kind of like Jenga and King's Cup had a baby.
I don't know what King's Cup is.
So King's Cup is like a game, you got just a drink in the middle, and then you play with a deck of cards, and every card has like a different rule.
Uh-huh.
Well, with this Jenga, every Jenga piece had something written on it, and then whatever that word was correlated with like a rule. So there's like a sheet of paper you have to play with. It's like uber complicated. That's why I was
Which is great when you're drunk.
Right. That's why I was like, I'm not into this. Nice. Also, I wasn't really drinking, so...
So it wasn't as fun?
Yeah, it's never quite as fun. But Blake was a really good drunk. He was so giggly. Him and this friend of ours, Kevin, they were just like laughing like little boys. Like, I think Kevin had this card. He was trying to judge, reading all the cards, right? I don't even remember what the question was or what the black card was, but the white card just said, D's nuts. And he couldn't say it.
He couldn't. He was just laughing too
He
much.
was just dying laughing, and which made Blake start laughing, which made, so everybody's just laughing, and we could never figure out what that card finally said.
What it actually
for 5 minutes. Until he finally got out D's nuts.
Which is the best. I love playing Cards Against Humanity because
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's so funny because the boys will see the box, but they don't know. I mean, we don't play it around them, obviously.
Yeah.
And the box says a card game for horrible people. And Remy takes everything so seriously, and he's like, Mom, you're not a horrible person. Why would you play that?
He gets all such a sweetheart. It's ridiculous.
He's all concerned. Yeah, he is pretty sweet. It's pretty funny. But yeah, we enjoy playing it. We've played with all kinds of people, including my parents and grandparents, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think my mom wanted to play at Thanksgiving, and I was like, with my sweet grandma? My mom's like, she's heard these words before. I'm like, maybe not together. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure she said shit before. Like, I'm sure she said poop before. But has she said this sentence of awful,
Right.
like,
Right.
nasty things?
2 girls shitting into one bucket.
Right. Or does she need to hear me say it? No.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's true.
And that's what my mom kept saying. Like, your grandma said these words before. I'm like, okay, but she hasn't heard me say them.
And I don't want her to. We're going to keep that sweet, innocent image she has going as long as possible.
My grandma loves me, and I want to keep it that way.
You don't want in the back of her head to be like, haunted. Jessye, I can't believe you said that. My sweet Jessye.
I feel like
well, your grandma is significantly older than mine, I think.
She's a little old. She's wait, how old am I? Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
She's 82.
Okay, yeah, my grandma's 70. So, that's a
little
difference. I mean, she's a young 70.
She is. She's so fun.
Yeah. It's a little different.
And my grandma's turning into an old 82, so she's kind of like scaring everybody.
Aww.
You know, she used to tell stories like a couple times, right? Like you'd go to her house one day, she'll tell you something, you go to her house the next day, she'll tell you it again, right?
Right. But now she tells them to you and then 5 minutes later turns around and tells you the same story.
Yeah.
My great-grandma's doing that.
It's
well, my
real
great-grandma's
scary.
gonna be 90 in the spring.
Wow.
Yeah. And she refuses to get hearing aids.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't really have any trouble hearing.
Well, mine does. So you can be having a conversation and you're like in the middle of talking to each other and then she'll just be like, so did I tell you about the time? And it'll be like the same story that she just told you 20 minutes ago. And now she's just like blurting it out in the middle of another conversation. And she has no idea that we were even talking.
Oh.
It's pretty sad.
That is sad.
I don't know. I mean, she's still really active and stuff. And she drives and she's, you know. I always said she's full of piss and vinegar. So she's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Not going without a fight.
My grandma, I mean, she's still, it's obviously winter, but, like, she gardens every day. She mows the lawn. She's moving.
Yeah, it's the best thing you can do. I see so many people at work that are, like, way older than their time, you know? Because they, at some point, just gave up and were like, well, this is too much work. I'm not going to bother anymore. And their bodies just start falling apart. And then I see these people that are in their 90s and are, like, still super active and refuse to succumb to that. And they're doing great.
Right.
It's a lot of attitude. I mean, it's probably some luck, too. You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know there are people that do have, like, some really real
like,
pain.
I fell and broke my back, you know, is, a little different.
But then there's also the people that, they're just lazy. Let's be real.
Right. I don't understand that. Like, today I've just decided that I will no longer walk because it's hard.
And why when I can sit in this chair?
Ugh.
I think that's what my other grandma's decided.
Yeah, no, I have family members like that too. It's like, I'm just not going to walk anymore. Somebody push me. I quit. Well.
I hope I never get that ornery.
I definitely will be ornery. I'm really hoping that I just die before I get to that point. And I know that sounds awful to people because, like, to a lot of people, dying's the worst thing that can happen. It's not the worst thing that can happen to me.
It depends how you go.
Well, for sure. But even still, like, once you're dead, you're dead.
That's
it's
true.
done. That's how I got myself through labor, Jessye.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm gonna get through labor.
I had no drugs.
That might be how I die.
These days, I had no drugs, and I just told myself...
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I think now I'm a much bigger wuss, and I probably would have drugs. I don't know. I mean, at the time, I was, like, so cautious, especially when you have your first kid. I was like, no caffeine. You can't have lunch meat. You can't have,
right.
I was like so careful. I didn't dye my hair the whole time. I was like so freaked out about anything that happened and went in my body and like, which I mean, it's good and healthy, I'm sure,
Yeah.
But by the time the second one rolls around, you're like, whatever. I'm just eating the rest of my toddler's macaroni and cheese for lunch,
Yeah.
So it kind of changes. But I don't know. I felt like it was like the best way. And I felt like I could do it. And obviously I could. I did. But I do remember consciously thinking, well, I can't be in labor forever. One way or another, I'm getting out of this. Either I'm going to have this baby or I'm going to die. And so the pain will stop.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, pain's all relative, right? And the great thing is you forget how terrible it is. So when I went into labor with Remy, I just had this brief moment of panic where I went, no, I'm not doing this again. I don't want to do this again. Guess what? I didn't have a choice. It was too late.
Once he's in there,
it was too late.
Kind of no going back.
I did not think about it until, like, I went into labor. I started having contractions, and I was like, no. What did I do?
See, people say you don't remember the pain. And, like, I get that you, like...
You remember, like, you broke your arm, right?
Yeah.
Snowboarding?
And I got a tattoo and I'll never get another one because I remember that.
Well, but I mean, like, you broke your arm snowboarding and you know that it hurt. But, like, you can't make yourself recall that.
Yeah.
Like, certain emotions, you can make yourself recall the emotion. But pain, you can't make yourself feel it again. You can consciously, like, be aware that it hurts. But...
Which, that's enough for me. I don't need to feel the pain again.
Yeah. Well, I obviously...
That's why I want twins. I hope by the time I have kids...
One and done.
Yeah, I just want to get 2 out of there. Let's raise them together. All right, moving on.
You're the only person I know that would ever wish for twins. I was terrified that I might have twins. Like, I was super stressed until I went and had my sonograms because twins run in my family, and I was just mortified at the thought that I would then have to raise 2 babies at the same time.
I would be 100% fine with twins.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess if you're not going to sleep, you might as well just not sleep all at once.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason there aren't any more babies heading this way, because I just can't convince myself that I'm okay being that sleep deprived again. I remember falling asleep while I was walking and hitting a door jam in the middle of the night when I was going to, like, get Jackson to feed him. And I was like, I'm really glad I didn't do that while he was in my arms.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Are you running into the crafting wall?
Yep.
You're talking about how you just get to a point where you're just like, I have nothing left. I don't know. I've cut out a lot of these little candy canes, and my knuckle is really starting to feel it. So I'm going to take a break. What else is going on in our lives, Jessye?
Oh my gosh, I feel
How's your fake tree?
Oh, I kind of love it. It's just a tree, man. Like, it's so tree-y. I posted a picture of it. Did you see?
It's gorgeous. And I love how you did it where you can see, like, each of you decorating. That was so cute.
I know, so clever. But, yeah.
You're like, I'm so clever.
Just last night, I think it was, at Michael's, I bought, like, are they cranberry branches? I don't know. There's those little branches with little red balls on them. Is that a cranberry branch?
Holly berries? It's just red balls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me neither, but I bought them, and I kind of stuck them. I just bought like 6 of them, and I kind of stuck them in the tree so they stick out a little bit.
Oh,
so
cute.
They got some like dimension on my tree.
I like it.
I still don't have a star, which is because last year Blake and I just couldn't find something that like we both liked
Agreed on.
Yeah, we're like really into, so we never bought anything. And this year, to be totally honest, I haven't really looked. But I did decide to like document my advent calendar this year,
which is so cute.
Yeah, I'm
loving it.
I'm kind of loving it too. It like kind of gets me excited about doing stuff because then I'm like, oh, I get to post a cute picture of this.
Yeah, I've been following it.
And yeah, well, everybody keeps telling me like, I keep stalking you for your new advent picture.
What are you doing today?
And I'm like, oh, I like that people are like excited.
Yeah, it's really cute. And it, like, I don't know, it gives me cute ideas too.
What's going on in your life?
I don't even know. I'm just always exhausted. And I don't know. Basically, every day, I don't have a cute advent calendar to do, but every day I'm just overwhelmed with things to do. So I've been running around like a mad person. We did Christmas crafts at the church last weekend with all the kids. It was really cute and super fun. And we had our Christmas party for work last weekend. And then this weekend we're doing Ugly Sweater. And I'm doing family pictures for a friend. And somewhere in there I'm going to bake because we're going to hand out cookies to the sheriff's department and police department and fire departments in town. We go do that with the church every year. So gotta run around and do all that. And so I gotta bake cookies for that. And then we're gonna make trays Saturday morning. So just every day is crammed full of stuff to do. Which is why I said earlier, it's about enjoying the holidays, not getting through them. I'm trying to remind myself of that.
Yeah.
Like if I don't get every little thing done, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be alright.
Just finally got the rest of my indoor decorations up yesterday, which I was super happy to do. I just put on lots of Christmas music and I drank some eggnog and I don't know, it was really nice.
Love it.
And then I still am hoping to get some lights up outside this weekend. That's the big plan. Speaking of Christmas trees, so I also bought a fake Christmas tree.
Yes.
And on December 1st, we went to put it up, and it was totally broken.
What?
Brand new. Totally broken.
Oh, no.
The parts where you put it together were smashed.
What?
It looked like it had been, like, dropped out of the truck or something, you know?
Oh, my gosh.
Because not only was, like, the plastic fittings busted, but the metal was, like, bent and, like, destroyed. So I had to take it back to Target, and it was quite the ordeal. I had bought it on the Saturday after Black Friday when they were having a big sale on them. And then they didn't have any in stock anymore.
Of course.
And they couldn't get it to, like, refund my card because I had, like, the Target card. It wouldn't go back, like, the price wouldn't go back onto the card.
Of course.
It was a disaster. The people were so nice, though. I mean, they were out of their way accommodating and tried to, like, help with everything they could. But I ended up, while I was standing there, because their, like, computer system wasn't working well and all this crazy stuff was going on, and it was just a heap of a mess. And, of course, there's 50 people in line behind me.
Right.
So, because now their checkout, like, their return section is also checkout.
Yeah.
So people get in line there thinking, oh, I'm going to have a quick checkout. And then it's like, no.
Nope.
You're behind me.
You're behind the grumpy people that couldn't just like whatever they got from Target.
Yeah, so the boys were bummed because we didn't get to put the tree up yet, but we're going to do it this weekend. It'll all be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I ended up making a few more Jack Skellington ornaments the other night.
Good.
So I have some more to put on the tree. And I ultimately ended up ordering, like, as I was standing there in line and they were trying to work stuff out, I ended up ordering the tree online. It's going to be here in the middle of this week, so we'll decorate it this weekend. And I ended up getting it for $30 less than I paid for it when it was on sale. Because they had another sale going on and some other junk. And yeah, and then since they couldn't get it to refund, they just gave me a gift card, which is cool. Like, that's fine. I shop at Target all the time.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And even when I went in there to return the tree, I was like, I'm just here to return this. And then I ended up shopping and spent another $100. Like,
yep. That's Target.
So, you know who we haven't talked crap about is Target. Target's the best. And they should give us craft stuff and wine. Because they have both.
That is true.
Yeah, so they just put it back on a gift card for me. And so the lady was like, well, you don't get your 5%, like, for having your red card if you use a gift card. So she was like, I'll just put another $10 on there for you to cover it.
Aww.
So nice.
That is
nice. I was like, thank you so much for being so sweet. Like, you guys are so patient. And she's like, thank you for being so patient. Like, we were like all like sugary.
No, you're the best.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You're the best.
I'm pretty sure there were like 3 dudes in line, like with one thing in their hand, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna go to this quick thing, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And I mean, I literally turned around and told them I was sorry because I'm like, the guilt. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the guys that were standing in line were just like, shut up and get out of the way. Because we were both all like, oh, I hope you have great holidays.
Oh my gosh.
We're all going to be like BFF after the Target exchange.
Tell your grandma I said hi, and I hope that her, like, cookies turn out magnificent.
I don't know your grandma, and I'm assuming she bakes.
Well, I figured by that time you guys must have, like, known each other's lives.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, but it'll all work out. And I'm trying to just be chill, because it's not like I don't have other things to do.
Yeah.
Oh, the boys set up their little Christmas town in their room.
Oh, cute.
It's adorable. You should look at it before you go. They, like, we put the little snow stuff down, and then Remy spends so much time organizing everything just so, and putting the people where he wants them, and this kid's carrying his sled over here because he's going to this, and Jackson set up a bunch of Christmas trees all together he said it was the Christmas tree lot.
Oh my gosh.
It's really cute.
He's way too funny.
They're pretty hilarious. We spent all this time setting this whole thing up, and then we turned all the lights off in the room, and there's like 3 battery-powered trees that we have in there. And then Remy put these little, like, LED candles. And so it's all set up. And so we just turned all the lights off and all just cuddled on the bed for a few minutes and stared at the pretty lights and everything. And I was like, this is what Christmas is about.
That's sweet.
And, you know, it was like all this time of setting it up and getting the things out and everything else. And then, 3 minutes of just snuggling on the bed looking at him. And it was like such a precious moment. Which I'm sure I won't have many more of since I'm doomed to have teenage boys in the near future. Scary.
'Tis true.
I've known a few teenage boys that have been cool. But I think they're few and far between. So, how's your Christmas shopping coming?
Oh, I don't freaking know.
We don't want to talk about that.
I'm out of money.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Blake doesn't have anything. Actually, he's got a lot of really great
small
stocking
things.
stuffers.
Yeah. Those are always the fun things.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, did you ever see on Pinterest the, 6-pack of reindeer beer?
Oh, reindeer beer?
Yeah,
No.
where you make, reindeer out of beers. So, yeah, you take pipe cleaners and you, like, wrap them around the top of the beer like antlers and make them stick out. And then you put little googly eyes and little puffy red nose balls
That's cute.
on them. And then it's like a sleigh full of, like, a pack of reindeer, you know? So I made those a couple years ago. And they were in Adam's stocking, or next to, I guess, because they're kind of large. So I thought that was fun. And I found a really cute beer, which, I mean, we both like to, like, try different, like, craft beers and stuff. And it was called, like, Santa's Reserve or something.
Oh,
and
was that from that Goblin people?
I don't remember, honestly. But it looked like the same people that remember when we were doing craft beer trivia. And there was, oh, I forgot the name of the actual beer now, but it was the guy with his, like, fist up, and he had the golden retriever or the black lab with him. Do you remember the picture of that one? And we called it Yellow Snow.
I kind of do remember this.
Yeah, it looks very much like that, which I think is, like, Rogue is the brewery. So the packaging reminds me of that. I don't know if it's the same brewery or not. Yeah, so I bought a case of beer, so that's going to go in, well, not a case. I bought a 6-pack of beer, Santa's Reserve beer, so I figured Santa could bring that to Adam and I. And the kids have so many things that their stockings will be overflowing. And I always like to get Adam, like, funny stuff like hot sauces and beef jerky and just random things. So, did all that. What else did I get him? Oh, I got him a little expansion pack for Cards Against Humanity.
Love it.
The 90s pack.
That's fun.
I thought he would enjoy that. Oh, I got him some, what I can only imagine it will be terrible, but he probably will like. It was like barbecue rib popcorn.
Oh.
Like, that's the flavor. I was like, ew. But Adam will eat anything. He really is, like, the least picky person in the world. I mean, unless it's olives or celery.
Sorry, I'm totally disconnected right now.
She's really thinking about how to do this.
Well,
so I think that we will have plenty of other Christmas stuff to talk about next week when we're doing, what's our craft? Small Christmas
treats.
I like it.
Yeah.
Have you ever made homemade dog treats?
Why would you say something like that? Because that's what I'm making.
Jesse's gonna hand out to all of her friends. Here, I love your dog more than you. Give him this.
Actually, a little bit.
Probably true.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, yeah.
No offense or anything, people of the world. Or maybe offense, I don't know.
Dogs are the best, so it's okay. I mean, if somebody gave me a holiday treat and it was treats for my dog that were homemade, I would be like, you're awesome.
See?
Yeah, I like it. I just, when you said treats, it sounded very like, do you want a treat? And so I was like, oh, dog treats. I want to make, like, some peanut butter dog treats and shape them like little bones or something homemade.
I just bought bone things.
Like molds?
Cookie cutters.
Oh, we should do that. That would be fun. Save that. Mark this idea for our next several months when we don't have holidays to work on.
That's what I was going to make for holiday treats for people.
Also human friendly. I'm not going to lie. I bought little tiny milk bones and they were like peanut butter honey flavor or something. And Remy's like, that sounds so good, Mom. I want to try one. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'll do it if you do. I was like, okay. So we both took a bite off the end of one and then immediately looked at each other and were like, water. Because it wasn't like the most disgusting thing ever by any means. It was just so bland.
Yeah, just not something you would eat in your life.
So dry that it was just like, it's sucking all the moisture out of my mouth. It wasn't the greatest, but
Doesn't sound too good.
The dogs seem to love them. I'm sure because, like, most of the dog's sense of taste is their sense of smell, and their sense of smell is so much stronger than ours. So that's what they're getting, you know?
Yeah.
And we're just like, this is dry and tastes like nothing. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And my kids are just like, no, I'm just crazy enough to be like, okay, I'll eat a dog treat with you.
All right, so see y'all later, Gators.
Yeah, we are not done with our cocoa, and we are not done with our Christmas cards, but we are going to sign off, and
we don't care.
Yeah, that's just how it is this week. So drink up, Jessye.
Why can't I remember it?
Because you usually say the drink up part.
Oh. Drink up!
You're supposed to say, we have craft to do, or you have craft to do.
Oh. Drink up!
You have craft to do.
Are we done?
Bye!
Bye, Felicia!